Yeah. Pretty good game.
Oh,
I got rolled. Oh, it just started dropping like flies for me. It's
By the hunchback, he opened my CD and I said, not gonna risk it.
Theater was like crazy. That theater fight was just crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna play one more. Is that Dark coming to us?
I'm here.
Hey, how are you, Dark?
I am pretty good. Pretty good.
So, Dark, what am I buying myself from you for my birthday?
Happy birthday, Drax.
Happy birthday. When is your birthday?
Today.
Oh my gosh.
Which,
I'm so glad I didn't.
You're still in the 8th, aren't you? So it's technically the 9th.
So it's tomorrow.
Today it's the 9th for me.
Happy almost birthday.
Tomorrow. So,
well, what do you want? I mean, what do you really want? What would you really like to have for your birthday?
What I want to buy me from you for my birthday, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm buying a cookbook. Well, someone else is already getting me a cookbook, and someone else is already buying cooking lessons for me. So, I don't know.
Wait, if someone's buying cooking lessons for you, does that mean they...
My nephew's come over and he's like just come back from London. It's his birthday as well. So my father, myself, and my nephew are all born on the same day. And Dad's obviously not here anymore, but so my nephew and I are the same day. So he's just flown in from London and paid us a visit because he was over there for a week and a half.
That's your brother, you said?
Nephew.
Okay. Sorry, I was getting my stream going here.
That's right. So he's buying me some cooking lessons because he knows I want to do some cuisine cooking lessons.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to say it's maybe bad news if someone's buying you cooking lessons because it might be because they care about you or it might be because you need them desperately and they can't stand it when you cook.
No, they know I want to do, they know I want that. So,
okay.
Like I said, I actually want to learn how to do Thai food because I'm not really good at Thai.
I like Thai food, yeah.
So do I, but I don't know how to... I've never tried to make it, and I'd like to, but I'd like to do a decent job at it if I was tried, so... But I don't know, I might do...
You need to walk. You need to walk.
Yeah, I gotta walk. Yeah, I gotta walk. I do Chinese food, okay? Not like Chinese restaurant quality, but I do decent.
I have a Chinese food cooking cookbook that's really popular here in the States. It's called 50 Ways to Walk Your Dog.
Right. Well, the cookbook I'm getting is this lady on YouTube who does these short little things. Her name's Shireen. Oh, man, I just love the way she just explains what to do. It's awesome. She always touches like, because you're fancy. I don't know, I like her. Because you're fancy.
Yeah, let me know if it's a good book. There's a good cookbook here in the Northwest called Pak Pak. And it's from a chain of... It started out with a food truck called Pak Pak, and then they just made a bunch of other food trucks. They had like a bunch of locations and a restaurant, and then the pandemic killed them. It was kind of sad. But he had a cookbook, and he just kind of went around in Thailand and over in that area. Probably.
So it's like street food? Like Asian street food?
Well, he just kind of walked around and learned to cook at different places.
Oh.
And from different people. Street carts and street food and restaurants, and he would just learn what they were doing and try different things and kind of developed his own. Okay, this is my.
When I was in Thailand, I ate street food almost every day. I was just fascinated with it. I didn't care what it was. I ate bugs at one point, like something that looked like definitely like a bug, but it was just awesome. I didn't even know what bug it was. I got that into like the street food over there.
Wow.
Which I didn't do in the Philippines or Indonesia, but in Thailand I definitely did. It's just really nice. And I love Thai. I love the way the Thai do their fish, like the sauces they have for their fish.
I haven't had Thai fish, really.
It's just really good. They cook
usually
generally whole fish.
Yeah, is it usually a curry fish sort of thing? How do you cook it?
No, it's just marinated in sauces, but not. I haven't had a curry. There might be, but I
love peanut noodles.
Like pad thai with peanut sauce or peanut noodles?
I like pad see ew. Pad see ew.
Well, the pad thai with peanut sauce.
Yeah, peanut sauce.
Yeah.
There's a food truck here in town. It's about 12 minutes from here, and it's the best pad thai in town for sure. She has a
See, I
really
prefer
great peanut
pad see ew,
sauce
which is
if you
that-
want it.
That thicker, flatter noodle as opposed to the pad thai.
Yeah,
which
I
is
like those too, but a really good pad thai is really great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Cool Guy is really good also. Kind of wide.
Singapore
noodle.
noodles are nice too. Singapore noodles. Are
I haven't
really
had
nice.
those.
It's
Are those thin?
hotter, chillier noodle.
Oh,
basically.
see, I don't like the heat.
Oh, it's so good. I don't take with a lot of chili stuff either, but as you know,
If it's mild, I don't mind.
sometimes it's got a business to it.
So, by the way,
It's a time.
Dead Money Joe,
Yeah.
Fro, Hellbringer, hello, and Drax. Again, happy almost birthday.
Hi.
So, what do you want? What do you want for your birthday for you from me?
Just to
From you.
complete my essay, to be honest. I don't know.
What's it about? What's your essay about? I can help you finish it.
I'm doing all right with it now. It's it's the same one I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. It's basically looking at diversity and multicultural and how it affects how it's operate, how it impacts group therapy. But specifically, it's looking at the tools available to help with it in group therapy. So there's these different frameworks that incorporate culture and diversity, because what group therapy basically has a component, because the more people, the more likelihood there's going to be conflicts that arise. And
Sure.
it's just more people. But in group therapy, it's recognised it as an actual functional, usable thing. Like, in part, it's people sorting out their security, their authority, and their what was the other one? Security, authority, and status. So it's just a natural thing that arises within groups. So what the therapist is there to do is to either screen for it, diffuse it, or use it as part of a therapeutic growth group. And often the trigger is things around diversity and culture, because that's, usually other things that stand out as different, why we're different to one another.
Say those things again, please, the triggers.
Diversity and culture. Diversity being things like socioeconomic status, gender, sex, age, anything you can think of really listed as diversity.
Good kill.
Oh, nice.
I was just thinking, when I'm in a group, I don't really care to sort out my status or authority.
Well,
personally.
conflict can arise in different ways. Being silent about it, right, is also one way to sort of
Or right, depending.
be a part of the conflict without necessarily, being an active part of the conflict. But it's not.
No, I'm not
just-
interested
it's not,
in.
It's
I don't
not a
care.
fight.
you know?
Conflict is not necessarily a fight. Well, no, you might not care, and it might not be
Yeah.
a trigger for you.
Right.
But religion could be, for example. Like, it could be that, because you're someone who practices a faith, someone who doesn't, it may be for them a trigger for conflict, not necessarily with you, but
Yeah, but I
maybe.
don't expect them to follow my
It's
faith.
not about.
Right?
It's not
So-
about. It's not about that. It's the fact that you're there as a representative.
No, I get that, but
difference is.
I'm just thinking, for me personally, when I get into a group, I don't really try to sort out who's in charge and make me in charge or anything like that. I notice and I pay attention, and
Yeah.
if somebody's being a bully to somebody, then I might step in and protect them or something. But I don't.
Right. Well, that point, you're participating in the conflict.
Yeah, sure, in that case. But generally, I don't go seeking to see where I fit on the totem pole. I just don't really care unless.
Well,
it
not everyone
matters to
does,
other
but
people.
I've never
Some
seen
people
that.
do. I know. I realize
Go
that.
ahead.
I get that. I was just making a comment about my own personality. I'm
Yeah.
pretty secure in who I am, so I just don't really care. And if I need to, then
I've noticed
do
that
something.
about you. I do admire that about you, where some of the discussions in this,
Yeah, it's just
room has been
here a
heated
little
at times, or passionate at times. Let's say, not necessarily heated. And I like the way you just sort of sit back and just say your point of view without it being kind of like, I don't know,
Personal.
like you allow people to just vent whatever it is they want to vent. And you don't make it personal to them. You just say your point of view.
Yeah,
There is a strength in that.
I think there's something good about that for conversation. And if you can't do that, your conversation is going to be limited. I think always.
Push on the C3.
Yeah, I mean, I do find, like,
Left flank.
there have been people in this chat from time to time. Their worldview had it irks them.
Kappa.
But your presence has definitely
Into the
reminded me,
water.
it doesn't mean we have to agree.
Right. I mean, I'm sure I don't agree with lots of people on lots of things in here, but I like everybody and
Bravo.
I'm happy to be with them. So,
Well, Hellbringer's always right, though. Come on.
Well, Hellbringer's always right, but that's
Kill.
different. That's like a different equation.
We had a heated discussion about biscuits just then.
Darn it, who won? I saw some pictures of biscuits and I was a little suspicious.
Well, we both agreed that we're both arguing the same point for the same reasons, but coming up with different conclusions.
Oh?
So whilst I was accusing him of
Nice kill.
Thank you.
Heat level critical.
That was a perfect shutdown. I shot him just as I was going behind cover and I shut down behind cover.
Heat level critical.
Somebody just shot me.
That was
in the
me.
back.
You walked in front of me as I was shooting. I couldn't pull it.
Yeah, I was retreating.
Yeah, I know. I was already shooting though, and I was on the target, and you ran right through. It wasn't on purpose. It was more of a just to see if you were paying attention.
Yeah, I send you the bill for my mech.
I can totally. I have insurance that'll cover the paint, but not really anything else.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Left torso
Dude.
critical damage. Heat sink destroyed. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Where's the next guy? Oh, he's back over here.
I faced this
Where'd he go?
mech thinking he wasn't he was really
Great work,
damaged. I
guys.
could get one shot on him. Turns out, no, he wasn't.
I think I had a pretty decent match that time. Let's see. 860 and 2 kills.
I was happy with the
Nothing
amount of
wrong with
kills. I had some great kills. I didn't do a lot of damage before I died.
that.
I was just getting lucky on my kills.
Did pretty well. 3 kills for Drax.
Nice.
A little peek in here.
Phoenix
aren't I?
Sword, a hunchback, and
A
something
little
else.
distorted. A little powerful. I'm too powerful. Yeah, I know you guys think that anyway, but it's true.
That Cyclops that came around the corner in the first minutes, that guy had a bad day.
So the guy that came and checked out my HVAC system 3 weeks ago, he's going to help me on the side hook up my new components when they get here. And he came tonight and hooked up just a cheap thermostat to the downstairs only, so we could have our heat turn on and just control it from one place, which means our upstairs is going to be unevenly heated, but that's okay because we're downstairs most of the time, and if it's cooler upstairs, that's fine too. So we have heat again.
Does he speak English?
He does speak English. He's not a roofer either. Hey, Dave GT, and I have that old pair of Mackie studio monitors that I replaced last year. Or when was that? Was that this spring? And I guess it was last Christmas, right before Christmas, right? And they're sitting here. I wasn't sure what to do with them. I thought, well, I could try to sell them on Craigslist, but most people won't know what to do with them anyway. And it'd be nice to get them to somebody who could use them and who could repair them, because one of them's gone. I think the amplifier's going bad, a capacitor probably, or something's going bad on it. And he used to do electronic repair. And he's into music and noticed that I had Focal monitors, and the fact that he knew what Focal monitors were means that he knows what professional studio monitors are. And I said, would you like these? And he said, yes. And so I gave them to him. I told him, one needed to be repaired, and told him what I thought the problem might be, but he'll be able to figure that out. So probably, I imagine they're worth $300 a piece if they were both working, maybe $200 a piece if somebody wanted to get them for a deal. And I wouldn't have probably got that much out of them, right? I might have got a little bit, $200 for the pair or something, because only one really worked. And they're out of my office. I didn't have to take them somewhere. I didn't have to give them to Goodwill and know they were going to be wrecked probably or something. And I feel really good about it. And I helped him because he was helping me, so it's great.
Would you like to drop?
Oh my gosh, I should click a button or something, shouldn't I? I'm sitting here rambling. Yep, I'm green. Sorry about that.
Just for your stream, I'll do a countdown.
Ooh.
Dropping in
It's
5,
exciting.
4,
Ooh.
4.5,
Woo!
4 3/4,
Ooh, the
4
tension's
1/4,
rising.
3,
Anticipation.
1, half, quarter, go.
Oh, finally. Wow, that was amazing. Please don't ever do that.
That
again.
is my experience of you
whatever.
doing a contest.
That's pretty good. No wonder you like them so much.
Oh.
Oh.
Were you here yesterday? Were you here yesterday, Doug?
What's that?
Were you here yesterday?
I was for a little while, short time.
Okay.
Am I? Did you forget or did I forget?
No, I was going to talk. No, actually, I was going to make a joke. I shouldn't make one.
Oh my gosh.
Rude. That's right, because you were here, and what was
Of course,
surprising was that what was it Blaze could say, and I was stunned that you were going to allow him to say it.
Oh crap! He was going to say crap.
No, it wasn't crap.
That was it. He asked if he could say that after.
No, it was something else.
I should get a Stream Raiders going. Let me do that real quickly.
To watch a stream back tomorrow, so have a look. So yeah, Hellbringer and I are having a debate about what is a scone and what is a biscuit, I think. Is that the debate?
Well, I agree with Hellbringer.
That's American bias for you.
No, I just know growing up what scones. Jennifer has been into scones for a long time.
Oh, so is a scone a biscuit? I just want to understand.
Not really. No.
Because to me, that thing that is being posted that is a biscuit with biscuit and gravy. To me, that looks like a scone.
No,
and I wondered if it is the same thing.
That's a muffin, and you could call it a biscuit.
It's a muffin.
You could call it a biscuit, biscuits and gravy, or muffin and gravy. It's normally
muffins are not. Oh, you guys really butcher meanings.
The biggest difference between a scone and a biscuit is eggs.
Eggs, okay.
They put eggs in scones.
And not really.
So why would you call that a muffin? Why would you that thing be
like,
called a muffin?
Like you could, because you could have an English muffin and gravy, like that kind of a bread toast, sort of round toast, fairly dense but large porous holes in it.
Oh, so it would be a muffin. The
It'd
British
be a
would
muffin,
call that thing a
right?
muffin.
Yeah, we call it an English
okay.
muffin. We call it an English muffin.
Right.
Just in honor of the British. We wouldn't call it an Aussie muffin because, well, we'd have to flip it over then, so it would be upside down. Then it'd be an Aussie muffin.
No, I get it. Like the Brits came first, and then the Americans, and then the Aussies. So no, I completely understand that we're out of the loop.
And I think biscuits are generally not cookies, but scones kind of walk this inner, line, or this middle line between, is it a cookie or a cake or a biscuit or a muffin? It's its own thing. It usually has other stuff thrown in there, like fruit.
Because you guys really screw up the meaning of cookie and biscuit. That's the problem.
No, we haven't really. We've taken the English meaning, I think. Like a biscuit would be something that's drier and you need to dip it in something. It's more like a cookie, a dry cookie. Or it's a oven biscuit.
And that's sweet.
Like for
Sweet.
biscuits and jam and
I
butter
will
for
concede
breakfast.
that the lines get pretty blurred at some points because
Yeah, they
if
do.
you're
I agree.
eating like a cinnamon raisin biscuit,
Yeah,
that's
what's that?
pretty much just a big cinnamon raisin cookie.
Or kind of almost, if it was more cakey, it'd be a cake.
Yeah.
It'd be a
I see
muffin,
what goes on
almost a
here.
muffin.
You guys generalize the word cookie, whereas we generalize the word biscuit.
That might be. Because you guys will talk about a cookie as though it's a biscuit, and we're like, no, that's a cookie.
Yeah, that's right. Biscuits
Yeah.
encompass cookies, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Whereas you guys seem to just, I don't know. Anything sweet is a cookie, I think you guys reference.
Or
So
cake.
if it's hard like a biscuit and it's sweet, those are cookies.
Yeah, and a scone
Hard
could be
like a biscuit, but sweet.
if it's but there are chewy cookies too.
Or a cracker.
But a scone,
Cracker.
scones often, depends on who makes them, are too dry and you have to dip them in something. But some scones are not too dry and they put fruit and all sorts of other stuff in them that make them really tasty. Then they're kind of bordering on like a cookie. It's very confusing.
Scones
It's not. I think what you need to understand, Drax,
generally
is
a plain thing.
It's not the fault of the Americans. It's not the fault of me. It's the fault of the bakers. They are crossing things that should not be crossed,
Those
like crossing
guilds.
Yeah, they're crossing the streams, and it's just dangerous. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
You should never, ever cross the
You should never
stream.
cross the streams.
Until
there
he
are
tells you to
instances-
cross the street.
Well,
Oh
you
yeah,
have
and then
to.
you do it at the end. Yeah.
Still Egon. Yeah, gotta love Egon.
Oh, the lactose intolerance on our team.
This could definitely be one of your like yearly videos. This discussion.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people would love to watch that too, just like they love to watch my regular streams. They'll tune in for the replay.
I like that video you did last year. I thought it was fun.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do this next year, but I think I'm going to do a conspiracy theme.
Did we talk about conspiracy theories this year?
No, just about Dark Marauder as a conspiracy. Just the whole thing about him.
Have we-
Is he really
How's
the
your
hero
elections going?
of the inner
Did you all go
sphere?
out and vote?
I
You guys
did
got,
not
like,
get a
all
chance to
midterm
vote. I was
elections?
dealing with my heat stuff all day and thermostats, and then Jennifer's mom needed help, and we were going to vote before that came up, and then we were gone all evening helping Jennifer's mom, so it didn't happen.
Drax, I'm watching it live and it's disastrous. There's so many dumb people that are voting in and keeping the people in that are causing all the problems and greedy, and it's a mess, man.
Yeah, but it sounds like
Who's
it
winning?
sounds like people like because you don't have compulsory voting over there, which is so weird. Like Australia's compulsory, so
They force
like,
you to
wanna
vote?
participate in democracy. Well, no, it's not. Well, I guess it is forced, but it's a recognition that if you're going to participate in a democracy, by the way, have a
You
bloody
should
say.
participate.
Right, I agree with
You should
that,
participate.
and have always voted.
Whereas
This
you
is-
guys, it's
this is
it's,
the
and
only
you don't have to belong to a
this-
political party to vote. You don't.
right.
You don't belong to a
you don't.
political party
You
to
don't
vote.
either here, except for the primary for the president. But so I can vote
Wait,
Democrat or
what?
Republican, however I want, on everything other than the primary for the president. But I can,
Which
once
is to
the
decide
president-
who leads the party. Is that
No,
right? Like
it's
the
to
primary's
decide
about-
who runs for the
represents
position
the
of
party.
president.
There are primaries
There's
before
primaries.
the presidential
Yeah,
elections.
and so Democrats have to vote for Democratic primary candidates and Republicans for Republican ones. But once those are on the ticket for president, you can vote for either party.
Oh, Vault, that's
I've only missed voting one other
I saw
time
you
in my
run
life.
away,
I'm 62.
telling
I've
you
been
back.
voting since I was 18.
Man, that was harsh.
And
so
this
harsh.
was, and in my state, it doesn't really matter
just
how I vote
police it.
because it's overwhelmingly liberal and Democrat, and they're going to vote. And I'm okay with some of the things they do or vote on.
Do you think
and
American
not on
politics?
some.
One of the problems is the two-party system. Do you think like it's exhausted?
No, I don't know. Well,
It's kind of
I think
exhausted.
the problem is that people are more interested in power
Options.
and than they are in taking care of the people that got them there. And they'll lie to get in, and they'll cheat once they're in, and they get lots of money once they're in from deals behind the scenes, and they can they can do insider trading once they're in, and there's just all sorts of these corrupt things we've allowed to be much more important than the whole purpose. I think we ought to have term limits, and we don't. And other than president, and we should for Congress and senators and stuff like that too.
and
get
you should
people
know
out.
where their money is coming from.
Yep.
They're all over the rooftops.
Funny how Nancy Pelosi was pretty broke before she was the lead speaker, and now she's got millions and millions and millions of dollars and mansions and
I think she's making $100 million this year. That's what I saw somewhere.
Lauren
I don't know if it's true.
Boebert.
Yeah, but
Lauren
it's not
Boebert.
like I get that she's the one that sort of stands out now, but it's not like in your system she's been the only one.
Oh, no.
There's people on both sides.
No,
that have done
yeah,
it. She's just
absolutely.
seems like she's done it at a disproportionate rate than say some people at some time. But
Well, partly
that's one
because
of the
she's been
reasons
in
why-
longer,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Lauren Boebert, in her 2 years, went from dead broke to 40 million plus.
wow.
Yeah.
2 years.
It's just
But
sick and wrong.
your system allows for that. Like your political system allows
Exactly,
for
it
these politicians
shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
to sort of inside. We would call it insider trading, but your system
It is.
allows for that.
It is insider trading, and it's really immoral. And they're not going to vote themselves not to be able to do it because there's hundreds of millions of dollars at stake for them.
Heat sink destroyed.
It's ridiculous. And so we need to get them all out and get people in that maybe will, and then if not, then we get them out, and we get people in who maybe will, till they get the idea that that's how they'll stay for another term, is if they get rid of that. Too much money involved, too much power involved, and not enough genuine listening to either side. Neither, every side thinks they're the only thing that matters, their view, and there's still half the country that disagrees with either side, and you should try to help as many people as possible, not just half the country if you can, or whatever they want. And they don't care.
It seems like everyone seems to complain about that. Everyone makes that comment, but everyone continues to pursue that.
Highly partisan, yeah.
Yeah, like to have that attitude anyway. Like it's
because they think going in that ideologically they're correct. They think their job is to push their agenda on the other people who don't agree. I don't think that's really a politician's job. I think the politician's job is to find equitable compromises between both sides to get as much done as you can that makes as many people
compromise has always been a part of your system, but compromised for who? Like it
for
seems
both.
to be...
You both have to probably give a little bit, and maybe you try stuff and it doesn't work, and you have to try something else, right?
There are some things you can't, though.
I
like,
know.
Look at the abortion.
I know.
Right? Look at abortion. That seems to be one of those things where it's black or white.
Yeah, but there could be compromise.
While people can recognise the opposite arguments when you decide to codify a law on it, it seems to be very much, it's either this or it is that. You can't have
there could still be compromise. Like, for example, for decades...
they're wrapping around behind us.
Abortion was limited to, with the exception of rape, incest, or life of the mother or child, right? Life of the mother. So even people who were against abortion are willing to say, well, there's certainly these cases that there's no win here and we need to protect the life of the mother. Well, now that's considered hateful and bigoted and terrible to even have that kind of a compromise, because the pro-life people aren't interested in even that. And so how about we just have abortions up until, just during the first trimester? Nope, they're pushing for and have passed legislation in some states where you can have an abortion on the table after the baby's born.
Target spotted.
Or as it's being born.
That's right.
I don't want to make it a big...
all I'm saying is that...
I don't want to make it a big point of discussion. I'm just saying that it seems like some issues are not... Like you would call that some kind of compromise.
No, I'm just saying that the people have taken stances that are so far apart where they're unwilling to compromise anything that we're not making any progress. So whereas the pro-life people might say, well, hey, we would settle for just don't have abortions the week that they're supposed to be born. And the pro-choice people are saying, nope, we want abortions to be okay right up until and during birth.
No, there's no pro-choice people saying that.
Well, there are people saying that. I think there's a law that was passed in, was it New York? I think that allows that.
If it's on a medical basis.
But who gets to decide what the medical basis is? It can be an emotional basis too, I think.
Doctor.
No, I think that you can have a conversation with your doctor. And now I could be wrong on this, okay? I don't study this carefully, but this is kind of some of the stuff I've heard. I think it's right, but you can have a conversation with the doctor and say, I'm not emotionally able to have this child. And that's enough for the doctor to say, okay, we'll grant the abortion, and they do it. Well, the child was nearly born. It's like it would have lived outside the womb if they'd done a C-section or if it had been born prematurely. And pro-choice people are saying, that's fine, kill it. Pro-life people are saying, wait a minute. Why, if you weren't ready to have a baby, why didn't you make this decision 6 months ago when the baby was only 3 months old? Right? And where shouldn't there be some compromise in here somewhere? And the problem isn't that most people aren't willing to accept that compromise. The problem is the only things that are being put forward are the extreme positions. And we're never going to get anywhere that way. So we're at a stalemate, but not because anybody's offering a compromise to vote on or to agree on. It's only offered as extremely this or extremely that, and so everybody's up in arms about it, and we don't get anywhere. And it's too bad.
Okay.
I mean, I'm definitely pro-life.
I think there's just too much money in your politics. Like, I just think corporations have too much money invested in lobby groups that keep things as they are and keep
I
arguments
agree.
going.
Yeah.
There's a lot more things that need to be discussed in every country, including America, including Australia, England, and it seems to be dominated by actually. Why don't you guys discuss that stuff over here and keep that going for 20 years? Meanwhile, we're just going to make sure that these laws get made
and they tend to
us.
tie it all together into one big thing, so you can't even get that passed.
Oh yeah, those omni
It's
bills.
really terrible.
Yeah.
I'm pro-life, but I'm not pro-life to the place where I'm going to insist that I get to control what a woman does with her body. I would like to be able to hopefully give her options to consider, but ultimately it's not my life, right? So I guess you could say I'm hands off, but my opinion is pro-life. Do I understand there are reasons why abortions have to happen? Absolutely. Do I have great compassion for the people that have done that and then regret it? Absolutely. And for the people that make the choice, it's their choice. But I would love to see less abortions, and I think over time we are seeing less. Anyway,
You guys might want to pick up Corsair. Somebody, I'm taking off.
Joe, are you going? Oh, who's going? Who just dropped?
Fro did.
It was
Fro's
Fro.
had it.
Oh, okay. My thing's glitched. I didn't mean to bring that up as a big discussion point. I was just trying to give you an example of what seems to be the extreme, either this or that.
Yeah, and I agree. It's totally been extremized. It's been far more extreminated than it ever was. There used to be kind of a broad consensus of, well, we don't want to really have many abortions if we don't have to, but we know that they need to happen occasionally, and that's okay. And then it became, well, we should be able to have abortions all the time for any reason. And then it became,
you guys have a
for
good
some
night.
people, it's just
Bro.
good night,
Night, bro.
I said, babe. Good night. I call my kids babe.
Good night, babe.
Good night,
It's okay, babe.
Thanks, babe.
See you guys.
Oh my God.
And so then it became, instead of birth control, it was just, get an abortion. And I that's not a really great reason to do it. I'd rather have more birth control and less abortion if possible. And I'd rather see more kids, put up for adoption than aborted. And our adoption option is terrible because it costs way too much to adopt a baby. It's like $60 or $80 or $100,000 to adopt a baby. And
there are states trying to pass laws to stop birth control. What the hell
well, see,
is
that's
that?
crazy. That's crazy. Like I didn't have sex until I was married. I think that there's good reasons
why is that?
not to do that.
Hang on, just to check in, Dark, just to check in with you. There would be. So you would say that would be crazy. And by the way, this is not to say that I'm not saying it is or isn't, right? I'm not going to delve into my position at this point.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to hear. There's a stereotype that often is presented in the background to these conversations, right? Like there's this stereotype of, well, it's the religious right, for example, right? And I would regard you as someone who is religious and conservative.
Yeah.
Like you've sort of expressed your conservative,
Yeah.
and you've definitely expressed that
Yeah.
you're religious, right? But it's interesting that where you sit in this conversation. So one thing that amuses me is that often the right to lifers, for me, sound like hypocrites, especially when they're American right to lifers. Because on the one hand, I and it's maybe wrong of me, on the one hand, they're very much wanting to tell a woman what they can do with their bodies because of X, Y, and Z reasons. Fine, they may be justified, but fine. On the other hand, they may very well be the same group that is hootering and hollering, watching bombs being dropped somewhere else in the world, or gunning down some terrorist, you know what I mean? Or outside a prison, waving a flag to make sure that murderer gets the death penalty, what's coming to him. And it just seems like it's really not a right to life. It's this small select, portion that they focus on, pro-life. It just seems.
I think it's absolutely
always,
absolutely true that the media highlights the extreme left and the extreme. So if you're right leaning, you highlight
So
the
this
extreme
stereotype,
left
to present
stereotype,
this
and you present that as
stereotype,
though it's rampant everywhere. And
It's all one.
Yep. And
It's
if
all one
you
thing.
are on the left, you highlight the extreme right, the worst you can find, and you can see that in the news coverage that's representative of everyone. And it's ridiculous because I do know some people that are more strongly pro-life than I am. Certainly, but they're not like, let's go bomb an abortion clinic. They want, they're not like that at all.
Yeah, that's the other one, right to life, and they're willing to take life for it.
Right, and that's just crazy. And I know some of these people who are anti, abortion, who have adopted 9 kids. So it's not like they're not doing their part, right?
Yeah.
So they're not hypocrites.
That's it.
They're not. They just care about kids and life, and they think babies are alive. Well, and then I have, friends and people that have had abortions, and it's traumatic no matter what you do, or for whatever reason, it can really be difficult. And it's not a decision that they make lightly, and it's really not something I can just dismiss as being, who cares what they think? It's their life, right? So I recognize there's a lot of gray and stuff in here, and I'm reluctant to put my hands on another person's choice. I believe that Jesus died on the cross not just to redeem me of my sins, but to give me the choice between following him or not. So in a real sense, he died so that I could sin, have that choice to sin.
Well, ultimately, if you're
who am I to take away
basically
someone's choice if Jesus died for that choice?
Well, that's it. But ultimately, I would have thought if you're religious, then it's really God who's like, if you do believe in God, then it's really God's judgment,
right?
Not your judgment,
right?
But people seem to operate in a life there's a presentation, if you like, or a stereotype, if you like, that the people who are, say, all on one side, who are religious, it's just weird that they make it about their judgment, not about God's
I think
judgment. It's really them choosing.
I think
for
part of it
not waiting
that drives that is
a
lot of people when they come to the faith in God, and especially if they've had a lot of change in their life because of it, and they've really reaped a lot of benefit, they start becoming evangelists, not of the message, but of what they got, and you should get what they got, which is a bunch of change in their thinking. Right. So they focus on, well, how can I help people realize that they need to be just like me, because they'll be happy just like me, instead of I need to realize that people need God and he'll figure out what they need to be happy. So we kind of get on this bandwagon of converting people to be followers of us instead of followers of God. I think it's easy to do, and I think we do it whether it's religion or whether it's politics or whether it's anything else in life. Once we find something that really resonates with us.
We just saw it with the vaccine, right? I think that's one of the aspects around the vaccine, that you're telling us what science telling us what to do, I suppose. But it made sense for me because I've been prodded with so many needles when I went to the army. Just
you felt like you hadn't had enough needles for a while and just needed to get more, right?
Well, I wasn't someone who was like anti-vax, not because I'm interested in the politics of it. I don't care if someone, like, if they don't want to get vaxxed because of X, Y, and reasons, good on it. Okay,
I'm out.
I don't like the compulsoriness of it all.
All right, for the next part of our podcast show tonight, you guys have heard how the feelings of our contestants are. The next subject will be the meaning of life. Each person will get 10 minutes to tell their point, and we will start the voting and judging after the final 10
voting and
minutes.
judging? I thought we were trying not to be judging. That was the whole point. I'm dead. I'm dead. I think also Christians tend to, I was talking to a friend who said that, well, Jessica's boyfriend, I should be careful. You guys don't know who it is. He went to the wedding of a guy whose dad is super legalistic, and so legalistic that because of something he didn't agree with, didn't go to his own son's wedding. And
oh wow!
And what? What? And it's, for him, it's more a matter of just his personality and way of thinking. Has nothing to do with anything in the Bible. It's just he's gone hardcore on following the law. He thinks that following the law is everything, and it's like, well, haven't you read the New Testament? Haven't you listened to anything Jesus said? Haven't you? Nope. It's just he just can't get there, and so it's not that he's so religious in that way, religious in the bad sense of legalism and stuff, that he left his church and went to a more religious sect of something, and they weren't religious enough, legalistic enough, so he left and tried to start a more religious, I shouldn't say religious, I should just say legalistic group, who would be more legalistic with him. Nobody was legalistic enough for him, and to me that's like mental illness, really, at that point. It's got nothing to do with what the religion teaches. It's all about his personality fixating on rules, and it's just really sad. Well, I've never known a person like that, but obviously he's one, and there are some. I've known some people that tend to lean into the rules, and those that tend to not worry so much about the rules, right? But sometimes that's driven a little bit by personality. Sometimes it's driven by whoever they're being taught by, who is leaning that way. It's just, there's so many different people and so many different things. It's hard to, you have to kind of see what they're in and kind of get a feel for what's going on there.
I do like seeing your perspective, though, because it does remind me that in as much as we get a stereotype presented about Americans here in Australia, it's refreshing to sort of go, oh yeah, it's not. I mean, just like everywhere else in the world.
It's just like everywhere else. Most people on the left or the right are great people. They want to take care of their family, and they want to do good in the world. They want to help other people.
I did hear something interesting about your politics, though, that one of the things that's happened over since inception, basically, was that representatives are now, the number of representatives you can have is fixed, and has been fixed for quite some time.
For state representatives type, you mean?
Nationally, I think it's like 135 representatives or 132 representatives in your Congress. So it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was some kind of fix. And so even though your population grows, and it has grown clearly, those representatives are fixed. So where they'd normally represent, I think it was like
100,000 people or something like that.
No, it was like 100,000 people. It's now millions, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's 10 times or 100 times what it was when it was first conceived.
Yeah. And
so how can any representative really reflect? Unless they're from some homogeneous area.
You're going to average all that into one opinion, and there you go. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
To
and
me,
I know there are states that has a couple, but it's still like.
Hi, Miss BNR. Started. Didn't say hi.
Broad.
It's a podcast just with the occasional gunfire and crunching metal sound effects. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, it's just sad to me, and the other thing that kind of bothers me is that, yes, absolutely, America has trouble and problems. We always have, but it doesn't help. And it always should be something we work on and make better, right? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean we're the worst country in the world. And it amazes me how many people somehow think think we're the worst country in the world in every measure of worseness. It's like, what? America's a great country.
Well, they probably haven't traveled.
No, they haven't traveled. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no clue. But they're absolutely sure that that there could not be a worse country. And so you see people, they're saying, well, I'm just going to move. I'm just going to get out of here. And I'm like, okay, go. Find out what it's really like somewhere else. Maybe you'll. I mean,
Australia's better. That's obvious.
Well, yeah, but you're.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. But again, you get with your incarceration comes free TV and free meals and bed, and you get to go out in the yard and exercise now and then, and what more could it be?
Says the country with the most incarcerated proportion of population. Okay, then, sure.
I don't think we've talked about abortion before, Miss BNR, have we?
Yeah, I think we did, but it wasn't like to that depth, I suppose.
Yeah, but not that we went that deep.
It's definitely come up.
Yeah, I think
both
it's
got
it's
amnesia
ridiculous to try to take away
and Alzheimer's.
birth control rights from people. I mean, as
Hellbringer,
a Christian, I couldn't even do that. It's like it's not my job to tell them how to live, just like I don't want them to tell me how to live. And
Hellbringer, a cracker is something that you either put cheese on or you dip into something. That is a cracker. That's all a cracker is.
No, a cracker is a white person.
It's an American term for a sweet biscuit, but really, it's all biscuit encompasses everything, all those things anyway.
Oh, like a cracker.
Cookie. No, I'm not referring to a white cracker, Miss Spina.
He's referring to a cracker.
Socioeconomically poor person who's, white.
Yeah.
And also seems to have a funny accent.
Wow, I feel like that's, I feel like you shouldn't be picking other people's accents, Drax. Oh, Hellbringer, I will go back and look at those. I saw them scroll by. I thought, I wonder if that's the inside of Hellbringer's roof problem, and I didn't have a chance to look at it.
White crackers and Florida crackers are not the same thing, though they were often white. Well, what's the distinction then? Like, you can't just...
A Florida cracker is a white person.
You can't be racist without clarifying, Ms. Spina.
Or you can't clarify without being racist, probably.
Drax, you can't talk about racism with your comments you made the other day.
Oh, I didn't hear those, but I can only imagine.
What was my comments?
That fever you have.
Kodo showing all sorts of strange emotes.
It's not what you turned it into. That I've got Corsair as a witness.
It is.
It's not just because of where you come from. It is.
I guarantee you, if you were to ask Dark that question and how it was portrayed,
well, he's from the same place you're from, so you're all.
Wait a minute. I'm not from Minnesota.
The English language. I said I had African fever.
Don't say it. Don't. Oh my God.
I said I had African fever, and he's turned that into some sexual connotation when all I really meant was I was passionately interested in aspects of Africa, like culture.
No, you were talking about this African female.
Yeah, and it came from a conversation.
You see, you're twisting the story up to make yourself sound better now. That's not how it came out.
That Corsair was here. He could speak up for me.
Corsair?
He's American.
Janitor, am I right?
Here goes the battle. Oh my gosh, the battle. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose the battle.
Might have been Joe.
Yeah.
Hellbringer, you're not even in the battle yet. This is going to be terrible.
It was Joe. You turned it into something like that, but it's not. It's not how Joe and I were talking about it.
Hang on a second, Corsair. I can't hear you because my battle's running here.
I didn't realize there was a battle going on.
It's Stream Raiders battle.
How is saying that?
You're only agreeing with him because you're the only German here and he's the only Aussie here.
I feel like that's racist.
By your logic, I have to actually, how to put it, not abuse, suppressive, because I'm a German.
Hey, are we winning?
And if you write the cliche
just two people? Wow.
Drax, you know where that would be going.
Stormy.
Yeah, that's all right.
Congratulations. You got some rewards.
So let me ask you, if I said African fever, what's the connotation in America when I say African fever? What does that mean?
I've never heard the phrase before.
Oh, here we go.
Well, there you go.
What? Well,
Miss Binar's, I wouldn't say fair, she doesn't like me, but Miss Binar, if I said African fever, what does that mean to you?
If they just heard you talking about some African lady...
You came in halfway through a conversation.
Then
so you turned it into
would get better. You're just throwing out a word out without them hearing everything that you said out loud.
The context around it.
Yeah, exactly. So
were you talking about?
Well, do you want me to get into the context? Because you weren't even there for the whole context. You came in.
Listening. I was listening the whole time.
There was a whole 20-minute conversation before you arrived. There was a whole 20-minute conversation.
And then you made that comment, and I was like, "Oh my God, did he really just say that?"
You weren't here for it, so you came in. Yes, not all of it.
Speak doesn't mean I'm not here. I lurk all the time.
He's a lurker. He's a lurker.
He was here, or he was either that or he was in Valen's stream.
Like I said, you can't
Miss
just throw
BNR, see, that was my first thought, Miss BNR, is that
There you go.
she said, I mean, depending on the context, I would possibly assume you had some sort of fever-based illness or you thought came from Africa. That was my first thought also. But you must have had
Hellbringer.
some fever that came from Africa. I didn't even think, I have a fever, like I'm really interested in everything African, and it has all my attention.
Let me put
So I want to know how this got into be some sort of sexual innuendo context.
Ask Hellbringer, because he's
he
the
was
only
talking
one that's
about
turned it into that.
An African female that he liked, and then he's like, you know what? After talking with this lady and this lady, it's like I'm starting to get some African fever.
You came into this whole conversation halfway through, and that's why you
go
turned
down
it
in the
into
middle
that.
of Minneapolis and walk up to any group of black people and say that, and see what happens.
That's right. You said that. That's what also you said. So I don't know. It's something to do with your perception around that word or language.
Maybe it is just something in my region of.
The conversation was this. So someone who I had a real connection with in a tutorial last year, she's a lovely lady, gorgeous lady. She called me out of the blue, or got in contact with me out of the blue this year, and wondered where I disappeared to, because you make connections with the people in your tutorials because you're not there physically anymore. It's all online kind of stuff, right? Yeah. And it was her, 2 other people, and we kind of bonded through one of the units, right? Yeah. And it happens, but because trimester 1 and 2 I had off, like I was enrolled and I disappeared kind of thing. She wondered where I got to, and she asked me if I could do like a mock essay with her for a mock interview, a mock session for an essay she was writing. And when you do this, I'm always very real. I always very, very much bring in something real. I don't make stuff up. So I was talking about, it was a grief therapy essay she had to write. So I was talking about my experience with my grief to do with my father passing.
I thought you were going to say you were talking about your grief with my contest giveaways, countdowns.
I should have done that.
Yeah,
that would.
But go on, sorry.
But I was so touched by her care and attention, because I haven't had a partner in a few years, right? And I was so touched. Like, what came up for me was I'm actually really missing having a partner in my life, because there's something about, having that person there.
And intimate communication that seems real and truthful and stuff like that. Yeah.
But I found it quite seductive. No. Now this is when you came in. But I found it quite seductive as well.
Of course,
she's African.
Seductive now.
Very sensual. And this is when you came in. This is when you came in, Hellbringer. This is the part where you actually came into the channel. But there was this preamble I was having with Joe where you missed. So what I said was that she's a. I don't know if you know what a Bantu woman is, but basically, if you ever look at an African woman with like beautiful curves, most likely she's a Bantu woman. And
that seems like a real stereotype.
But she's Muslim. She's married. Yeah. She's got 2 kids, and there's no I have no delusions of having anything more than a friendship with this woman. It didn't even other than being impressed with her sensuality. I wasn't talking about I've got African fever, i.e., I want to do something with her. My context, because of everything I've just said, was it made me really keenly aware that what's missing in my life is an actual partner.
No, you're exactly what you said. It was like, hey guys, I don't know, but I think I'm getting that African fever.
I didn't have Joe. You were there. Did I have that sleazy? See, this is you, Hellbringer. This is you.
I'm afraid Hellbringer might be revealing his own.
That's how he pretty much said it. That's why I typed in. I couldn't believe the things I heard.
Your listening is so wrong.
You guys are funny.
You ever seen the original Django movie, or either of the Django movies?
Nope.
Or any old American-style slave owner movie? Well, go watch some of that.
Roots. I saw Roots. Kunta Kinte.
And so it culminated in me saying, I think I've got African fever, which then he's blown in and sort of said, that's racist, that's da-da-da, and made all these sexual connotations out of it. And I'm like, no. And Joe was agreeing with me. He's like,
she's
no,
beautiful,
what the hell
okay, well, first of all,
she's lovely.
Okay, I think I have enough. I have enough information here to have some sort of a ridiculous opinion. So I'm going to present it here now.
Right.
And that is, first of all, just because you think someone of another nationality or race is sensual or attractive or beautiful, and then you say that doesn't make you racist for appreciating that culture's unique beauty. Hello, if you were racist, you wouldn't care for them, you wouldn't like them, you wouldn't think they were attractive.
Racism is hateful. I wasn't expressing any hate.
Yeah.
I got seismic in the tunnel.
Whoops, I'm going to get hit here. And then second of all, of course, you're going to be in, if you're going to be in an intimate conversation with someone of the opposite sex who's attractive and who seems kind and transparent, you're going to be naturally drawn to them. And not just intellectually, but emotionally and possibly physically. Regardless of how attractive physically they are, you could still be drawn to them. That's one of the reasons I really respected one of the pastors I worked for, where he kept, if he did counseling with somebody of the opposite sex, regardless of what they looked like, he always had his secretary on the other side of an open door, so she could hear everything that was said at all times. He never met with a woman behind a closed door, and he had a big window in his door. So even when the door was closed and he was counseling with men or anybody else, anybody could look in or walk by and see what's going on. And so he just set protections for himself. And your experience there, Drax, I'm sure made you think, oh, it's pretty easy to become attached to someone that you do counseling with, right? Or that they could become attached to you when you're counseling. Right, so you have to set up safeguards for that thing to not happen, because it will happen.
Absolutely,
and it's very natural. 100%. And
we do an ethics. We do an ethics unit which actually really delves into that dynamic.
It's a powerful thing. 100%. Communication and intimacy is a hugely powerful attractant in humanity, in every relationship, not just men and women, but in all relationships. It's what we crave. It's what we. It's like, I would say it's what we're made for. And then I am concerned.
So the impact is, I basically got onto YouTube and started Googling everything to do with African culture, because I'm pretty ignorant about it.
So you started,
and so that's my reference to I've got African fever. But I think because the way when Helping It came into the conversation, and it was at that point I was talking about sensual.
Sounds like you were.
It
sounds like you were race stalking then at that point. Yeah.
Right. Race stalking.
I just made that up.
All I got to say is, if you think there's nothing wrong with it,
Hellbringer, I think
any neighborhood like that.
I hope that you timed him out. You probably needed to be timed out. Have a cool down period. It's probably a good idea.
He's going to tell me out now by you saying
probably. That. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I had to, because you guys.
I understand.
Pressed my hand.
It needed to be done. I totally agree.
He should just be happy he didn't get the full 3 to 5 minutes this time.
Right. I think it's very, very accommodating of you.
We got 3 going back. Rest of the base forward.
I got a homework assignment for you guys. Watch the original Django movie.
The original which?
I hung up.
Django. Let me look it up.
Did that have Johnny Depp in it or something?
The new one had Jamie Foxx, and it was almost just as moving, but the original one really makes you think on how the old days were and how sickening it was. But it's like a Roots type movie, It's like how things used to be. If you can't handle the brutality of how U.S. used to be and the world used to be, then you probably shouldn't watch it.
Why can't you kill these mechs? Like, you hit them over and over and over again, and they just don't die. They kill you instead. These little mechs. It's so dumb.
Did I die yet?
So I mean, depending on the kind of, it's purely platonic. I don't know. Did you die?
I crashed.
Yes, you did. You did.
Okay.
You did.
Is that so? Maybe I need to rethink the way I talk to people. Yes, it's so, Miss Binar. And if you talk to people that way, people will find you more attractive than you already are. And you're already adorable, so there's that. So you might find yourself irresistible, and you might have trouble. What do you do then? Like, when you're irresistible, that's got to be difficult. I've never experienced it, but I know that for some people, it's something they have to deal with all the time.
Okay, I have to go.
What time is it? Oh, It's 11:30. All right. Thanks for the drops. Did you get out of your timeout box? I hope so.
I
Good.
did. You freed me.
Isn't it kind of a relief just to get the punishment over with?
When it's undeserved. I feel like justice needs to be served. Anyway, thanks very much for the chat.
We'll
I've
serve the
appreciated it.
justice when you come
If
back.
I've offended
Don't
anyone,
worry.
I don't care. Thanks very much.
Bye. We'll
good
serve
one,
the
Rex.
justice later.
Bye.
All
Or
right.
was it free?
I have an open slot, it looks like. Dum-ba-dum.
I'm going to need another invite, I think.
You can just jump
but-
in because we're in the same unit.
Oh, you're in.
Yeah.
you're in.
He's running
Well, I
from
see
further
Drax
questioning and
will
further
have it.
timeouts, probably.
Yeah, I'm still showing Drax with the.
Wow, I don't have anybody in my group anymore. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, you should check an invite then, dog.
Did you get disconnected, Dead Money?
No, I was all of a sudden alone with Drax in the group.
Oh, sorry.
So you opened up a new group.
There you go. You are in. Hellbringer, did you want to join us? Or are you still
Yeah.
playing something else?
I'm not playing anything right
All
now. I'm just
Hanging out.
lurking.
I'll go look at your pictures here in a second once we get the drop ready. Miss BNR, did you want to join us?
Okay, there it goes.
She's probably laying in bed watching and listening to the shenanigans.
I know, it's mesmerizing. Kind of like watching a train wreck in slow motion play out before your very ears. You're always welcome, of course. Of course. So, Miss BNR, you might be interested to know, I don't know if you noticed this the other night when I was talking about Jessica, my daughter, 23, coming up on 24 in a couple days. Her first boyfriend. And she went back east. Did you hear about this? She went back east and met two other friends that she met on her stream, and she's been talking to for a year or more and playing Hunt with and stuff and other games. And this guy, a third person. And they each liked each other. And there was some talk, I think, about maybe Caucasian fever or something. I don't know. And anyway, they spent the week together and did stuff in Virginia. And by the fourth night or something, she was there about a week, I think, 5-6 days. Excuse me, they were watching a movie, and he reached out and held her hand during the movie and afterwards. I shouldn't be telling everybody all this, but because she's going to kill me if she sees
No,
this.
you shouldn't, because it's your adult daughter.
She's great. And she asked him, she said, hey, afterwards, she said, so what's with that? What's that mean? And does that mean, are we dating? And he said, well, would you be interested in dating? And she said, yes. Are you interested in dating? He said, yes. And so, or she said boyfriend or girlfriend. And so they said yes. So they were officially boyfriend, girlfriend. But then she came back, and she's been here about 4 weeks, been a month. And he showed up, it was planned, but he came and he's staying in our Airbnb cottage for 2 weeks. And one of the weekends, a couple of the nights he's staying here with us. We said he could stay with us for free, but he really wanted to just have his own space and I think he wanted to not be able to have to be, totally around us all the time, because look how scary I am. And I was going to have to show him my gun collection anyway. And anyway, so he's been here, and he seems like a really nice guy. And they went and climbed the Butte today, and they went to dinner at a nice restaurant, and they're going to make us dinner. He was here all day yesterday, or day before yesterday, and the day before that, just chatting with Jennifer and I and Jessica and stuff. So he's very well able to engage and have conversations with people that he probably doesn't care about, which was nice. And I think they're going to make us dinner, some fancy dinner tomorrow night. So that'll be fun. Seems like a really nice guy. And this is her first boyfriend because she's got really high standards. She just hasn't settled for anybody at all. And this is the first guy that she's like, yeah, I'm interested in this guy. And so we assumed we would like him because We like all of her friends a lot. Am I dropping? Yes. Here we go. 3, 2,
After this,
what?
go ahead, drop.
3,
Drop.
2, 1, drop. Be sure to get in the Stream Raiders game. Oh, we got a problem here. Corsair triggered an automatic delay. We'll try it again.
After this story, we're gonna need lots of pictures of this said boyfriend.
I don't have any pictures of him. I'd FaceTimed him a little bit. I'll have to get a picture. I'll sneak a picture or something. We've had really good conversations. He's got a good sense of humor and seems very kind to her. Smart guy. Excuse me. But yeah, it's kind of like shocking. Like, oh my gosh, it's coming. She's found some guy that's worth her time. It's pretty fun.
You sound very excited.
We're thrilled for her. We're like, wait, don't make her move back to Virginia. We're gonna have to lay down some ground rules there. We don't really want her moving away.
Keep your doors locked this next week here, so
I'm gonna start chaining them from the outside, I guess, right? So she can't get out.
no one has to deal with any of the abortion stuff you guys are talking about.
Right. No, she's got a good head on her shoulders. I think she wants to wait for that stuff. Let's see here. Ooh, what do we pick? I'm gonna go Frozen City Classic. Just cause. Oh, we got Viridian. All right.
In the buck we go.
He bought me some candy yesterday. And I told him, it seems to me like you're trying to bribe me. He said, what? He said, like, maybe you're trying to get on my good side or something, and this seems underhanded and devious. He said, no, but it's working. And so then he smiled. I don't know. I just want to be happy, and she's fantastic. So some guy's going to be lucky to have her, and anybody good enough to get her attention is going to, got to be good. Oh, excuse me. Hydrothermia. My house isn't freezing. It was so nice to be able to turn the heat on.
I can't use my furnace yet either.
Well, at least mine goes on now with a little thermostat. Jennifer doesn't have to freeze in the morning. And we don't have to use those little heaters that are really expensive to run. Let me go look at the. Oh, what is that? What is that? Fish and macaroni and cheese? You're scaring me.
Yeah, it's dinner tonight.
I don't think I'd like. Are those like? What kind of fish are those?
Minnows from the bait shop.
So they taste like little teeny fish, or they taste like fish?
I don't know. It's a picture I found on the internet.
Oh, look at your roof, your ceiling.
I had outside pictures too, showing the big deep pocket.
Are you gonna have to just tear that off completely and redo it? You think?
Yeah, eventually. I don't know. I'm starting to have doubts on this place. The more I clean, the more I do, the more I find it's broken and rotted.
Yeah.
And this whole thing just needs to be. I got to move out of here. Gut this whole place, all the interior walls, and
is the frame still good?
90%.
So you could repair it. What about the outer skin?
Yep, the outer skin's good. It's just the insides and a couple corners and the ceiling. And now there's a leak from my hot water heater underneath the kitchen cabinet area, and there's no access to it. The only way to get in there and fix it is I'd have to cut out the cabinet work and just a pain in the butt. I'm just going to try and get through winter, and I'll decide what I want to do in springtime if I get another camper, or I'll probably just move into my van and set my computer up in there and make it so I can sleep and have my computer and my animals in there, and then I'll gut this place out because it'll be cheaper to gut and fix this place, but still a lot of money either way to buy a new place.
Right, right. Any news on the work front? Anything popping there?
No.
Man.
Base is being captured.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Swarmy, welcome. I got a spot for you if you want it.
Okay.
Ouch, I'm kind of out here in the open trying to get cover. We're in a match, but after I get out, I'll throw you an invite, or you can just come in.
25%.
I haven't changed my mech since that last event with the assault mechs.
Oh, you better probably get on that. Yeah.
I gotta fix that.
Target spotted.
But it's a good thing I saved the build.
Good. I have a bad build on it anyway that I saved. It wasn't. I didn't really have a good build for it, for the one I was in.
So.
Target spotted.
Why must there be a UAV above my head?
All right, they're not there. Let's come around here.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
There we go. That's better.
Airstrike online. Critical.
We're getting beat pretty badly here already. Good kill. It's kind of boggy here.
Heat level critical. Left torso critical down.
Ouch, somebody got me from behind. That was bad. Well, I did my part at least. I think we're losing pretty badly. Pretty badly. Let's see. Where's the hurricane hitting it? Wait. We got another hurricane coming? Wow. Where's the hurricane hitting? C-Train, welcome, by the way. As of right now,
Looks like it's going to Florida again.
The shore around Orlando, head north of the state. Just a Category 1 or tropical storm, but still annoying. Yeah, that's not bad. That's like just a bad storm, right? Like, what's that, 40-mile-an-hour winds or something like that for a tropical storm?
But a whole bunch of it was just hit and was still all devastated, so it's going to be pretty bad there no matter what.
What does that do for... like, that kind of shuts down SpaceX and NASA from doing any launches, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For days.
A week or two.
Yeah, what a bummer. And then they get them in Boca Chica, Texas, too. They've got stuff coming in there sometimes. Well, we got toasted. We'll have to try that again. When in doubt, rinse and repeat. Hey, Miss BNR, did you ever see Jessica's entry to the hunt contest? It was kind of cool. You might have liked it. I can put a link in there if you hadn't. I was pushing it for a while. She didn't win. There was like 1,000 entries, and some of them were really amazing, and hers was just really good.
download location for that?
I still haven't rendered a thing out for you yet. You're talking about the other thing, aren't you? Oh my god.
No, well, you were gonna put a link up where I could get a copy of her song.
Yeah, I haven't rendered it out yet. I gotta burn it out. I've just been so busy with my heat problem and my roof problem and my skylight leaking and my brand new roof and the skylight leaks. Really frustrating. What am I doing?
You to fire that guy?
Well, I'm not having him come back, if that makes any of us feel better. But I got to get some other guy here, and he hasn't shown up yet.
Nobody ever listens to Hellbringer.
Oh, thanks, Miss Beaner. I know, Hellbringer. I just don't know what else to. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know he was partway through, and he kept acting like he was going to fix everything. And I just finally came to the conclusion that he's incapable of fixing it.
It's like what I told you, day number 2 of the problems.
Yep.
Yep. Like, he's just going to cost you more money, dude. Get rid of him.
Hey, Fury, welcome.
I'm going to write him a book. He'll understand. He can read.
Fury, I was talking about... yeah, he might have understood, but he didn't care. We were just talking about Jessica entered a Hunt Showdown video contest a month and a half ago or so, right before she left to go back. I guess it was 2 months ago. And she didn't win, but she did really. It was really good. I was thinking she might place, but evidently there was a whole lot of people that entered, and some were professional level people. I'll see if I can find a link. It's basically her gameplay with a song that she wrote and composed and sings on, and then she edited it to the music of her song. Let's see. Frogs, a lily pad. Oh, she sent it to me in a personal message. That's right. Where is she? Over here, maybe? Frog and a pickle. There we go. Except I didn't pull it up. Why not? What happened? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is again. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, here it is. Hang on. Copy a link. Bum-ba-dum. Oh, that doesn't look right. Guess I'm gonna.
I just realized I can get a free light or medium hero mech. Not sure which one I want to get though.
Oh, I can do I can drop us, can't I?
What are you missing, Swarmy?
There we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, drop. Thanks for leaving a note, Miss Beaner. It's kind of you. Uh-oh, battle's ready. Here we go. We'll start that going too. All this battling and stuff. I don't know. It's such a violent channel. Here we go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Wow, that was quick. Hellbringer wins again. I don't know how he does it. Okay, this last battle is going to be tough.
It's because my luck is so bad with the rest of my life and everything that in these type of things, like it's the yin to the yang, you know, it counterbalances.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
So
okay.
The trick there is stop doing the other things that are taking up all your luck.
Living?
Hellbringer, it's not any better over here. I mean, I'm in a better financial situation, but I've got tons of problems too. It's just ridiculous. My heat doesn't work. My skylight leaks. My roof is a mess that I just spent a lot of money on. My wife has only been sleeping 4.5 hours a night, so she's frazzled and not feeling good at all. My mother-in-law is falling and living with us, and we're having to take her all over the place, and everything's complicated. And then I've got a hard drive that failed that I've got to pull data. It didn't fail, it just got reformatted by my Drobo machine with 12 terabytes of data that I got to recover.
Hey, I was just explaining why I win all the time, okay?
But the only thing is I don't win. So at least you're getting that. So I'm
well, apparently the rest of my life is way worse than yours.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Just what are you gonna do?
Trying to give you some company, I guess. Misery.
I like that. I like it when other people are miserable with
Yeah. Everybody get in this battle. Preparing for battle. This is like Stream Raiders big time here now. This is the important stuff this is the most important thing I do in my stream is play this dumb little game. I have no idea why people like this. But, there's things to be gotten. Fake gold and fake points and things like that. I feel like in Mechwarrior, at least when you kill an opposing mech, you actually took out another pilot, another human. You didn't kill them, but you beat them. So it feels like, oh, I'm not the worst pilot in the world. Okay, here we go. Ooh, ah, ee, ah, ah. River City. Dum-ba-dum. Dum-ba-da-ba-do-ba-bum. Like little... Is that cat sneaking around a computer case? Is that what that is? Fury? Haven't seen you for a while, Fury. How you been? I'm reading a sci-fi book right now, and it's kind of difficult to read. It's written in the first person perspective, so it's always I did this, then I did that, then I did this, and it's like doesn't read very smoothly. And I'm wondering why someone who would write a whole novel that way. And I just got done reading one that's well written, and it's like that doesn't really happen at all. I think the third person is a better way to tell it.
Match.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Yo.
Winners and losers. Race is too close to call. Oregon election results. We'll see what happens. That'll be interesting. Not very interesting, but a little bit interesting. What is that? A baby turtle being born. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to send that to Jennifer.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems.
That's great.
Commander warriors, capture resources and wipe the surface.
We're going to wipe the surface clean. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Settling in again, you're going to have to remind me what you were unsettled in from. Because I don't remember, I'm sorry. Were you moving?
Kappa is under control.
Was that it? I can't remember. Moved again. Okay. Okay. That's what came to mind, but it was just a, like, oh, well, maybe it was this. Where did you move to? Why am I stopping here? Dead Money, why'd you stop here? I was following you. Now I don't know what to do.
I was capping. Oh.
Target spotted. Need assistance.
Unfollow.
I could unfollow. I don't want to unfollow you. I was following you. I was committed to the course. Said if Dead Money's going this way, I should go that way too.
Target spotted.
So you... Oh boy.
Bunch of lights on theta.
Hellbringer Fury says hi in chat. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Hi Fury.
Doop-a-doo, 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 doop-a-doo.
God.
Well, he got rid of that.
Target spotted.
I was going to shoot it down.
Stealthily in the river, Fox 6.
Target spotted.
Go to the chapel and I'm gonna get married.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
I don't know who to shoot yet. So many choices.
Wow.
No clear targets.
Shoot something. I'm getting pressure.
I'm not getting any targets. I want to shoot.
UAV above your head, that data.
Target spotted.
Oh, they're way out there. I can't really hit anything yet.
Target spotted. They are a quarter of the way there. Do not let them push ahead.
Come on. Not getting anything I can shoot at.
They're one big murder ball on data.
Target spotted.
Airstrike online. Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Got the Cyclops' arm.
Heat level.
F is in the open. Good kill.
Target destroyed.
Target spotted. Point Epsilon.
And the guys going towards us.
Thanks, guys. Get in.
Target acquired.
Kilo Atlas is in the open.
Online.
Keep holding the resource points, warrior.
Target spotted. This is last much.
Need assistance. Target spotted. Target spotted. The enemy has captured Epsilon.
Someone get that UAV in Gulf 7, please.
Target spotted. Need assistance. We have taken
Airstrike
Sigma.
online.
Stealthily, Gulf 6 in the river.
Affirmative. Target spotted. Captured Gamma. Target spotted. Resource point Sigma is now controlled by the enemy. Need assistance. Target spotted. Sorry. Target spotted. Need assistance.
Target
spotted.
acquired.
Our foes are halfway.
Left torso critical
Target
damage.
spotted. Target spotted. Need
Heat
assistance.
level critical.
That flea's still causing trouble.
Target spotted.
He's going to kill me if I give him a chance.
Center torso critical damage.
Need assistance.
Yeesh.
Target spotted.
Bravo, cord, Bravo, cord.
Affirmative. Gamma is there.
I am pretty cord
Need
also.
assistance.
Fuel at 25%.
Oh, come on. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Guys, push up on Theta. Let's go.
Shoot.
Target spotted.
I'm down. That's what I get for pushing up on Theta.
Duke NATO, you need to move much closer in a hurry.
We need balls. We need balls. Push.
Defeat is upon us.
Duke NATO, go to Theta.
Oh, that was so good.
Well, that was death, death, death.
Target acquired.
Your grandma
Best way to
now.
make biscuits and gravy is using half maple, half
Congratulations! Wow.
Canadian sausage. Sorry.
Heat level critical.
Boy or girl?
Strike online.
Normal name or strange name? I just asked that because I just had a strange thought that with all these young people growing up online with alias and gamer tag names, they're going to start naming their kids gamer tags and gamer, handles. I'll bet we'll see some strange, unpronounceable names in this next generation, probably.
Heat level critical. Heat sink destroyed. Heat level critical. Override shut down.
Good try, guys. Thanks for the drop. Girl's just turned a year old. Wow. Congrats. That's great. I don't know if I'll ever be a grandpa. We'll see. I mean, people come in and call me grandpa on the stream, but I don't have any grandkids yet.
My mom's been pounding me for the last 3-4 years to make her a grandma.
Just go find some woman willing to, be the mom. Thanks, Mom.
I feel like she's
that's really
about to
helpful.
secretly enter me into some breeding program or something.
Like a Cylon breeding program, maybe. Okay, I'm going to do one more drop, and I'm out.
Still got 17 minutes left on the battle.
Oh my gosh, I'll do it prematurely, probably. Just place this.
I'm blowing potions and big units here. You better not.
Well, won't we still be able to win?
I'm not seeing all the other people that helped last time.
Let me see. Oh, you guys get in on the battle.
No, this guy called Tommy Poser's got level 30 units.
Tommy Poser. That's a great name. That might be a good name for a kid. Fury, you should probably name your granddaughter Tammy Poser.
If he or somebody else that has high-level army doesn't put out a good tank, it could be 50-50. So right now it's my level 1 War Beast and my level 2 Orc Slayer is our tank. And that's probably not going to be good enough.
My mech daddy from now on. Are you my mech daddy? That's like the book. Remember the book? Are you my mom? Are you my mommy? It's a little bird that got lost and goes around asking everybody like a cow, if you're my mom, if you're my mother, you're my mother. That's it. Yeah, mother, not mommy. Then it's really funny because it gets to this near the end. It gets to a big steam digger, and it says, "Are you my mother?" And the digger says, "I'm not your mother. I'm a snort." Because it's got this big smokestack of steam black coal coming out. I'm a snort. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. I don't think it's a Dr. Seuss. It's somebody else. I wrote a story called Ducks in a Yucky Pond for my sister for her birthday years ago. I think it'd be fun to illustrate it. Yeah, it was kind of an environmentalist book before environmentalism books were hip for children. Now they're probably everywhere. Now we're probably cutting down whole forests just to make it environmentally, conscious books.
If they do it right, they recycle the paper for that.
I know, but who knows if they do. But yeah, it was about ducks that lived in a yucky pond that was all polluted and stuff, and somehow I can't remember the story, I'd have to go back and find it. Somehow they managed to get some kids that came down to the edge of the pond to realize that it was really messy, and they started cleaning it up, and then after a while the ducks had a nice pretty pond. Typical, predictable sort of story. But she wanted a story about ducks in the yucky pond, and I'm like, okay, you got it. Oh, my brother-in-law You guys, I've never talked about this. My brother-in-law is a poet. He's written I think he's published 2 books of poetry now, self-published. I don't like most of them. I don't like most poetry anyway, so that's a hard bar to pass. But a couple of them are pretty nice. I think there's 100 in one of them. I don't know how big the other one is. I think we have a copy of it here somewhere. He gave us all a copy for Christmas, which is kind of funny because, like, well, we don't even like poetry, but we got a poetry book for Christmas. I did not realize, Immersive Sinner, that Dante's Inferno was all poetry either. I've never read it. Wow, that kind of makes me, except I don't like poetry. I know there's some, quotes that just last forever from that.
Well, Dante's Inferno is pretty old. It's not up to date, but...
No, I know it's old. I just didn't know it was poetry. Wow.
Well, Dante was an Italian poet.
Yeah, but I didn't know that either. Because he delved in philosophy through his poetry. And that's where, whenever I read a Dante's Inferno quote, it usually is some kind of philosophy quote that they're pulling.
Well, I guess back in the day, philosophy and poetry goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it still kind of does for a lot of people. Not everybody, of course, but yeah. Yeah, when you say, you think about it, sure. It just was, I was surprised to hear that he was a poet. Didn't know. Thought he was a philosopher. And he was. And a poet. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. So, last drop. Get your stream raiders into the game, please, so we don't die a horrible death. There's been enough of that murder and mayhem on the stream tonight. Well, Fury, I hope to see you around more. Maybe come drop with us. If we got time. Immersive Sinner, you could drop with us too. You come in here and you raid sometimes and you hang out, and that's great. Always welcome, but you could come pull the trigger too. Yep. Here we go. Whoop, whoop. Dead money almost ran into you there. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, I can fly. I just fly over you.
I can fly.
I am a...
Ooh, somebody's PPC shooting from across the world.
And I hit you with the...
Out of range, 0 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Doesn't matter for my gauss. My gauss was in range.
It was?
I got some dings.
Nice.
Some rude. Stop doing that.
We're pretty spread out here. Who's in H5 standing there?
Online.
He's not standing there. He's moving.
Okay.
It's not all of it.
Target spotted.
Somebody sneaky is over there shooting from our left. Oh, I see you. Distance.
Up there behind us?
Target spotted.
There's a panther.
Is he up in the cathedral up there?
No, he's running.
Target spotted.
Yeah, he's running.
He's all by himself.
Fuel at 25%.
I can't get to him.
Fuel
Shoot.
at 0%.
Alright, well, let's not give up on that.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Gosh, we got guys all over the battlefield.
Target spotted.
No UAV allowed.
There's nobody there anymore.
Target
spotted.
acquired.
There's the panther. He's still alive.
Target spotted.
You got somebody over there for me?
No hits on the artillery strike.
Target spotted.
Angle.
Airstrike online. Airstrike activated.
Target spotted.
There's a lot of people over there.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Try to keep my distance here a little bit.
Watch it, there's a sunspot around the corner.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted.
Okay. Wanna push?
Me?
Target spotted.
I don't know.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Let's go.
Enemy forces at 75%. Target spotted.
Oh, sorry. Hope I didn't hit you.
Target acquired. Airstrike online.
Come on, Hunchy. Come on up here again.
Target spotted.
You're about to get swarmed.
From the back? Or the right? From where?
Stay frosty. Looks like
Never mind, never mind.
What's that?
Got you mixed up with somebody else.
Oh.
Got you mixed up with somebody else.
Oh.
Target spotted.
I wonder if I could get up there. I don't know if I can get up there. Probably don't want to get up there. There's probably a bunch of them up there, right? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, it's above us.
Target spotted.
New target
That little
acquired.
locust again. I don't feel like I'm helping enough. I'm going up, ladies and gentlemen. Going up.
Get that hunchback.
Target spotted.
Fuel at 25%.
You hostiles are remaining. Crush the target spotted.
If I was to log in, you got room?
I can't remember. Seems like we might. I'll do one more if you do, though. We'll get you in. Somebody will bow out for you, I'm sure.
One more? It's only 2 o'clock. See it for another hour.
Nah, I shouldn't.
You shouldn't, but you know you should because you enjoy the company.
I do.
Target spotted.
Next to your wife and children and homeless is hanging out with us.
Yep.
I'd have to say his next favorite thing.
Yep, yep. That and sleep.
Target spotted.
And another S word. You said it, Nebby.
Fuel at 25%. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Great work, guys. Thanks for the drop. Ooh. Nice. Wait, you redeemed a Mech of Death, Valen? Oh, no.
So now you gotta do like 5 or 6 more battles.
Immersive Sinner. I know I'm welcome to this game because I'm polite. I'm also polite to the enemy. That's totally fine, too. Totally fine. Let me die and you can win the match. Mechwarrior hates your wireless headset. You need to get a new one. I'm just on a VC with my girlfriend at the moment. Oh, vacation? You're on a vacation? How nice is that? Irby, that's the Mech of Death, is Irby? Does it say you redeemed it up here? I don't see that anywhere. Is that from before? Probably before. Oh, I didn't see what my damage was. What was it? 240 something. Okay, not great.
Right. guys need a
An
place?
Irby. I'll get into an Irby. No problem.
There's a spot for you guys. Somebody to get in.
Oh, your wireless headset. Is the battery kind of going bad on you? Or is the antenna pickup behind something that's putting out an electronic field? It's getting in the way of the transmission reception.
Alright, guys. Have a good one.
Hellbringer Timber. It's not showing up the Mecha Death Redeem things in chat. Only in Mechwarrior Online. Oh, weird. You're just giving me things to get into. All right, Hellbringer. Let's go down and find you. There you are. Invite sent. And I'll get into an Irby. This is going to be a bad idea. It's bad idea. I don't know if it's this one, 2 snub-nosed PPCs, or this one, 4 light PPCs. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the 4 lights. Birthday suit mech, sure. And I got ECM. That's good. So this will be dandy. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, launching. Virus. Who's Virus in channel here? Left a message. Oh, we're going to go Rublet and Domination. I could get in the hot tub, right? I could do that. I need to do another hot tub stream. I've kind of been missing those. They're so evocative. That's the word.
As long as you do ASMR with mech noises during your hot tub stream, you'll do just fine.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Pretty sure you'll gain like 200 followers that day.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'll have to set up my green screen though to do the hot tub stream. Yeah. All right, we got a...
Dan knows what he's talking about.
Dan the Mech Man, that's right. I certainly did get good views, good number of viewers. I probably had 300 or 400 people come in. The only problem was they left within about a quarter of a second of seeing what they were in for. So it didn't have the tenaciousness that you'd expect from viewers.
There's a foot of snow on Friday or Thursday.
You're going to get a foot of snow?
So it's a showing.
Oh, I'm glad you got 2 befores up there, holding that thing up.
Right.
Then you have some kind of membrane tarp or something to help keep the water out?
Duct tape you sent me and...
All right. All right. Woohoo! That's terrible. Do you have it sloped up a little bit so at least it doesn't pool where the duct tape is?
Yep. When I jacked up the roof, part of the broken trusses popped up and poked through the roof in one corner, and it raised it all up and made a huge 1.5-foot hole and a big mess. And it's just awesome. It's like you're leaking skylight, and
yep.
Somebody's got to go to the pee stain. Jesus, they've already got 45 seconds.
It's in better condition than it was before because it isn't a pocket to pull in and collapse.
Right.
But it's worse condition as it ripped a huge hole in the roof and piece of trusses. Yeah, I'll take a picture.
How much damage do light PPCs do?
Not enough, probably.
They don't reach far enough, that's for sure.
I wasn't paying attention and I went the wrong path.
I know I've certainly gone the wrong way.
I think I'm right behind you.
I'm gonna
you're in early.
I'm going down here where it's safer.
Yeah, you're far away. I thought I was following you in a heavy, but I forgot you're in an RV. So probably it looks like I'm following course here.
Don't follow
I'm gonna
me.
poke around here and see what kind of
Too
trouble
late, I
I
had
can
to follow.
see.
So am I. I followed.
Oh, I'm a bad shot.
Airstrike.
Up and over or around? Oh, you're not following me. You're nowhere near me.
Not anymore. But I was.
Heat level critical. Heat level critical. Airstrike online. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Ooh, nice kill.
Uh-oh, pull the dark, shut down, front of enemy mechs.
What? I didn't
pulled the dark.
I didn't teach you how to do that, did I?
Yes.
Darn it. I'm so sorry.
Heat level critical.
Where's this guy at? Gosh darn it.
Heat level critical.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's right here.
Heat level critical.
Uh-oh. There we go. Got him. Good work. Oh, got another one on our left. Yep. I was shut down.
Heat level critical.
Dun.
What else we got?
That's
Bravo Vapor Eagle.
Coming up on your 6, what do you see? Move forward a little bit, give me room to get up.
Yep.
Target destroyed.
Swarmy for the kill. Nice.
We've destroyed target Alpha.
I'm gonna move in here. There's something right below us.
Give us a little
So just
bit.
be aware.
Fuel at 25%.
Target spotted.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
I'll kill it all, don't worry guys.
Target acquired.
Ah, I couldn't get the kill shot in.
Swarmy, stole it.
Good work, guys. Thanks for the drop.
Man, that was.
I think I did okay.
on that.
306. Yeah, it's okay for not being any good in these.
I killed half the team, I'm okay with that, I guess.
Oh, stream battle's ready to begin. So I build guitars on stream some days though. You do? I've wanted to build a guitar for a long time. I just don't have the time to do it right now. I used to do custom furniture and cabinet building and done a lot of fine wood kind of stuff. I'm good at finishing and stuff like that. And so I know I could do it. I would like to do it. But then I think, shoot, I can buy a really nice high-end Taylor and it's going to sound gorgeous and play beautifully, and maybe I shouldn't bother. But then I'd spend a lot of money. And to get that mirror finish, you have to want wet with want with wet sandpaper when you're doing the finish. Me and my builder friends are always talking about doing a wet sanding hot tub stream while we build guitars.
Do what?
Come back, or you
I'll do one more because
I just dropped 4 matches in 2 hours. It's kind of.
You only got 4 matches in 2 hours?
Painful. Yeah, I've been on since 12:30. We've done 4 matches.
What?
You trying to say they talk
We've
too
been
much?
doing matches right after every time. We've been doing match. We've been dropping right away, haven't we? Get back in here.
4 matches?
Get back in here.
4 matches?
I already dropped.
Swarmy, you coming back in?
I'm gonna drop out because I want to buy a mech.
Oh, I see.
And so that's gonna take a while.
I see. All right, here we go. Bonk. Okay, so that's pretty funny. So, why do you wet sand? Why don't you? I've never finished a guitar. Are you using a cellulose lacquer on those things? The guitar I bought years ago has it's a light, I don't know what kind of finish, but it's a satin finish. It's beautiful. I think they did I read an article years ago about the Stradivarius violins and the lacquer that they use on those. Nobody knew how to make it anymore. And they finally had the technology to kind of figure it out. And they had somebody loan them a Stradivarius that they promised they would not. These are $250,000 violins, right? Or more. And they promised they wouldn't wreck it. And they noticed under a high, I don't know if it was an electron microscope, but some kind of microscope that was super powerful. And they were able to see that there was ground up feldspar and quartz or something. There were like clear rock particles in it, which gave it a more rigid and brighter tone. So it was more the finish than the woods or anything else. So it was a very interesting article.
I think I might get the Enforcer Ghillie.
I got to start the battle. Sorry, guys. I started here and then I got distracted.
Hope we do good, because I forgot to place units as
Oh no, there's quite a few units in here. We should just mow right through them. There's lots of belching, so it sounds like a good battle. All right, 2 winners this time.
Hellbringer and who?
Hellbringer and Brian Taylor. I don't know how you do it.
Told you. It's got to be balanced in life.
Okay, we made it all the way through to a new map, so we'll start with that tomorrow. Cool. You only build electric guitars? What? I would build an acoustic. Yeah, they are way easier. I totally get that, but I don't really have any affection for electric guitars generally. Well, you got to jig everything, right? So it's as much about building the jigs as it is about building the guitar, and then you can go back and make some more. But Taylor's got a beautifully refined design. Their neck is really just super comfortable and playable. It's a little smaller than a lot of other necks. I've got a good friend who, I got to be careful. He spent a lot of money on a guitar, and it was it was like a memory to remember his father, because his father passed away. He got a little bit of inheritance, and he wanted to do something that would always remind him of his dad, which is great. So he had this luthier build him a custom guitar, acoustic guitar, and I got to play it, and he got to pick out the woods and the inlays and stuff like that. So it's really pretty, absolutely, but it doesn't sound very good, and it doesn't play very well, and the neck's really thick, and it's like, I think he spent like $7,000 or $10,000 on this thing, and it's nowhere near as good as a $4,000 or $5,000 Taylor. The highs aren't as open, and the lows aren't as full, and it's just a meh, so-so. It sounds fine. It's good. Yeah, great. It's not great. Not great. And I've played some $3,000 Taylors that are unbelievable, and where I had to actually have my wife try to talk me back down from walking out the store with it. Like, no, you can't get that now. I'm like, please. And the kids and her were dragging me out by my feet, and I was like clawing and grabbing onto the display, aisles. Please. It was kind of embarrassing for all of them. And it was such a nice sounding guitar. And you just kind of run across them, because guitar stores get thousands of guitars, and most of them are just guitars. And then now and then there's this, it seems like an act of God. All the right wood and the right grains and the right craftsmanship all went in, and they're all made exactly the same in a certain line, right? But some of them, just all the tone woods are just perfect, and they just resonate, and they resonate in all the right frequencies and not in the wrong frequencies, and they're just beautiful. And they come across one about every 4 or 5 years. They're that rare. If I was going to go buy a guitar now and had the money to spend for $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000.
So you play guitar, Doc? I
do play guitar, but not worth $4,000 worth. I enjoy it, but I'm not very good. I would go to the factory and I would play their guitars there and pick one out of the hundreds that they have and try to get one of the best ones that way. Because a high-end guitar shows up at a local guitar store 1 or 2 in a month. And so you just don't get to compare them. And every one of the exact same model will sound different from each other. So it's a huge difference. And hello, Crimson. Nitrocellulose, thank you. Or polyurethane. Yeah, polyurethane on electric guitars is pretty common. If you're going with high gloss, you need to fill in the grain. Yeah, I thought it was some kind of cellulose. I couldn't remember. Grain pour.
I think my brother do own a guitar that costs about $2,000 to $3,000 USD. I just don't know what brand was it.
Well, Olson makes a beautiful guitar that's $25,000, and it's amazing.
$25,000?
Yep, it's amazing. It's a guitar you have your lifetime, and it always sounds better than anything else you ever play. They're just fantastic.
Cool.
Jonathan Brooke, David Wilcox, a whole bunch of people buy these things, and they're super amazing guitars. Like I heard David Wilcox play his Olson in concert. I've never heard a guitar sound as good live as that guitar sounds. But it was too expensive to tour with and throw it onto an airplane or something like that. And you don't want to buy a seat for it every time, but you kind of have to. And so he bought a carbon fiber guitar, and it sounds okay, but nothing like this Olson. And it was probably $5,000. It just doesn't have the character. Still,
I mean, $25,000 versus $5,000 is a huge difference.
I know, but then he leaves his $25,000 guitar at home, or to record with in the studio, and he doesn't take it on tour where it can get cracked and beat up and stuff, which is smart. I mean, totally get it.
I think the main essential material they use in instruments is always gold, because gold is the best sound transition. So
gold?
I guess that's why some of them are so expensive.
What was the word gold? Gold?
I'm not sure, but for what I learned, some hi-fi system speakers or even some electrical instruments, the most frequent material they always use is gold. The purer, the better.
Well, they don't use gold in instruments. You can get a
I know,
gold-plated flute,
for
for example.
electronic instruments, you know.
Oh, electronic. Well, they use gold contacts sometimes. Silver would be better, actually. It's a better conductor, I think, than gold, actually, but it tarnishes a lot. Okay, I don't want to be stuck right here, though. Let me come down to a little spot here.
I know. I feel the same boat.
I'll wait right over
To be honest,
here.
Dark, if I ever get my hands on those guitars, I'm just gonna sell it. I need the money.
Well, I wouldn't pay $25,000 for a guitar unless I just had so much money it didn't matter, right?
I'm sure my brother would be dying for one of those guitars, but
yeah, they're amazing. But you could get a beautiful sounding guitar from Taylor for $3,000 to $4,000, and you can go up to $5,000 or $7,000 or $10,000. But if you get a good one of the $3,000 or $4,000 ones, you can happily play that all your life and love it. They're just great sounding guitars. I have a $1,200, $1,300 guitar, and it's a really nice sounding guitar. Then it's old enough now. The neck's starting to kind of twist a little bit, so it's, you know, it probably wouldn't be worth fixing. It'd probably cost more to fix it than it would be to get a new guitar. But then to get a new guitar, I'd want to get a better guitar, right?
Yeah.
And I can't do that. Busy doing roofs and stuff like that. And I don't play at a professional level enough to make it justifiable. I'd probably have to get something that's cheaper. Just keep looking and find something.
Oh, be right back.
I'm definitely a person with champagne tastes on a lot of tech and photography gear and guitars and stuff like that and musical instruments, but I have a budget that kind of constrains that a little bit, so I have to be true to that.
Need assistance.
Did I just shoot over his head? I was hoping to hit him.
Target spotted.
Here we go.
Target spotted.
I just hit the building.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Need assistance.
Target acquired. Heat level critical.
Target spotted. Need assistance.
They NASCAR'd hard, rotated, so we gotta get in behind.
25% of the enemies are eliminated.
Target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
Oh, shoot.
Heat level critical.
Guys, quit pushing. Turn around.
Heat level critical. Airstrike online.
We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there.
Alright, time to counter rotate.
Looks like we're getting them here.
The enemies are half depleted. Keep pushing.
Alright. Good night, guys.
Night. Thanks for the drops.
Later.
Critical. critical.
Oops. Whoops. I'm surprised he didn't shoot me.
Field strike online. Heat level critical.
We've almost got them all. Clean up the survivors.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a little heat pressure here.
Target spotted.
Back up, Dark, back up. You're going to walk right into my airstrike. Back up, no!
Thank you.
Thanks.
I got away mostly.
That one.
Not too much damage. Nice work. Great work, guys. Thanks for the drop. Best place to start is by a kit building parlor right now. I'm going to use it as a camping guitar. Oh, nice. The thing I like about the Taylors as a recording engineer and musician is the guilds are muddy sounding when you put a mic on them. The Martins are too bottom heavy. They have a great sound if you're doing campfire or live singing. The Martins are fantastic. But if you're recording them, you get that bass presence. It's just too much bass. And Taylors are just, if you get a good Taylor, any guitar, if you get a good one of any of the guitars, they're going to be good. But it seems like the Taylors have a really nice sweet spot acoustically for recording. They're much easier to get a fantastic sound out of because they're a little more balanced a lot of times. And I'm not talking about the cheapo ones, but the higher end ones of any of them. Larrivee makes a nice guitar, but I don't really love it. It's beautiful, but I don't to look at, but I don't really love the sound of it. The Taylor GS with their Grand Symphony.
Are we doing another, or are you done?
Grand Symphony bracing. I'll do one more. Bracing system is a fantastic sounding guitar. I went guitar shopping with a friend to help him pick out. He didn't know how to pick out a guitar, and we went into a place that has a lot of different guitars, and they had a GS that was new, and it was a cedar top instead of spruce top, which gives you lots more harmonics, warm, cuddly sort of sound. It's still bright and open, but it has just a lot more harmonics going on, so it's just a really neat sound. And I picked that thing up and I played it, and I said, it was $2,400. I said, well, either you're buying this guitar today or I am. And sure enough, after playing all the other guitars in there, it was one of those guitars. It's like, holy cow, this is magical. And he heard everything else. He said, yeah, I'm buying that. So he got it. I'm still kind of jealous. I didn't have the money to buy it, but I probably would have asked Jennifer if I could. She would have laughed at me, and she might have let me do it. Hey, Swarmy. Okay, here we go. Plunk. My shtick is building baritone guitars and extended basses. None of the acoustic builders really cater to that crowd, so I'll have to learn. It's in the plan. I'm trying to start my own business. Oh, wow. Well, you know what you ought to do? I guess you can't. You could go work for Martin or Taylor, but it's all very production. You know, you're doing a lot of the same bodies over and over again, and then you do a bunch of the other same bodies over and again, and then you put all the bracing in, and then you go put all the bracing in, and it's, a very systematized production line. But their tolerances are fantastic, and their designs are really good. Their bracing is pretty cutting edge and fantastic sounding too. They make a really nice guitar. My daughter found one that was an $800 guitar. I went into the guitar store. I should never just go in there. And she wanted to go to the guitar store. We went in, and she sat down in the guitar room. I went and played in the drum room and the mic room and blah, 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 and then came back to the guitar room to doodle around. And she said, I want to buy this guitar. And I said, well, Jessica, you don't really just pick a guitar out just by finding one and buying it. You really got to compare it to all the other guitars in that same price range and a little bit above, a little bit below, and decide if that's really the best for your money, best sound and best playability and stuff. And she said, okay. And so we started going through. They had probably 100 and some guitars in there, and we went through all the ones that were anywhere from $2,500, $2,600 down to $400. This was like $499 it was $800. It was like a $1,600 guitar. No, was it 800? Let me think. I'm thinking, I can't remember. I can't remember if it was 800 or 400. Maybe it was 800 that it was marked way down, 40% off or something. And we started with the $2,600 guitars, and this sounded better. And that happens. You just sometimes get a gem that comes off the production line. And it sounded great. It played well. You know, it could have its action adjusted a little bit, which we did later, but it sounds great. And we went down to the guitars down in that $800 range or the $400 range, and nothing compared to this guitar. It was just a gem. So she only had $400. I think it was probably $800. I called my dad and said, your granddaughter is sitting at Guitar Center with a guitar in her hands, and she has $400, and it's $800. Sorry, I missed my dad. And he didn't even let me finish. He just said yes, because he wanted her to get it, and he wanted to help her. So, which was pretty much him all the time. So he said, just put it on my card. And then he never asked for the $400. So he bought her the guitar. And she, you know, uses it all the time. It's a nice sounding guitar. It's really nice guitar. So there we are. I'm crying on my stream. There we go. That's fun. Little extra entertainment tonight. This will be my last drop, so I'm going to go collapse in a heap in the corner.
These drops are getting long. Searching times.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't want to work in a production shop. Working with a luthier might be nice, though, right? Yeah. Yeah, if you got people that know what they're doing, that's great. Just my only thing is, Immersive Center, is my friend spent 10 grand, I think. I think it was 10 grand, maybe it was 7, on this guitar made by a luthier here in my town, and it's not very good. It's certainly not a $7,000 or $10,000 guitar. It sounds like a $600 or $800 guitar, and it plays like one. And he spent 10 times that. So just because they make guitars does not necessarily mean they're master guitar makers, like the Olsons. Those are master guitar made guitars. They're amazing, and they sound like it. They don't just look pretty. They break your heart when you hear them. Where do you want? Vitric Station, maybe?
Or Force.
I picked Vitric. I've not been on Irby in it. Oh, Rift. Okay.
You gonna do any of those other mechs that we named, or?
No, I forgot about them because I'm in the Irby right now. You didn't do? Did you?
Am
I that far behind? That many mechs behind on Mech with Death?
I literally redeemed about 20 mechs to death in the last month, and only maybe gotten one.
All right, you just call them to me. I'll do them next time. I don't care about my PSR rating anymore. I'm going down the hill.
You said last time.
I know, but I keep forgetting. You got to remind me. When you're not playing and you're just, listening in or something, I forget about it too. You got to remind me. There's too many things going on in my life to keep track of it all.
So what you're saying, it's all Jackson's fault.
Yeah, I think probably the best thing to do would just be you should make a macro we can automatically time him out.
Yeah, I wish he was here so I could put him in the other channel and time out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of inconsiderate of him, isn't it? You should time him out for that.
I mean, it's his birthday. He's out to eat for dinner. I mean, what the heck? He should be here so I can time him out.
He never told me what he wants me to have him get himself from me for his birthday.
He likes Tim Tams.
Oh.
I see Tim Tams.
Yeah.
If you can figure out how to get them, let me know so I can buy them.
I don't know how to get them. You can get them on Amazon, but they're expensive. And
they're not real.
I don't want to pay that much for a biscuit.
They're American version. They're not
he calls
the same.
His biscuits.
Look all that crazy Australian.
Gotta slam them Tim Tams. Slamming them down.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies.
Uh-oh, I didn't get up the hill. 0%. Oh, no. All right, I'm stuck here.
Fuel at 25%.
Oh, come on. I can't get up here. Is there a ramp? I guess over here. You'd think an Irby would be able to get up this little hill. There we go.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
The Fairy Princess Corsair.
Target spotted.
Uh-oh.
Target spotted. Need assistance.
I don't know if I'm hitting those guys. I got 600 meters probably. What are they? They're
Airstrike online.
7. It might have hurt him a little bit.
Airstrike online.
Ouch.
Alright, right in front of me is those sniping. Never run up this stairwells.
I didn't see you. You weren't in my field of view, so I didn't even know you were there.
Always good.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
What do you have on that urban mech, Dark?
4 light PPCs and a Guardian ECM.
Nice.
Target spotted.
Back up, airstrike.
Heat level critical.
Got 3 right by me in C2.
Ouch.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Oh no, I shut down. Oh no. Hot, hot, hot. Go, little mech, go.
Critical damage. Left arm destroyed.
Spotted.
I lost an arm. I liked that arm.
Target spotted.
New target acquired. Heat
Got 3 right here by me, killing me.
target.
Target spotted.
Okay, we got one. We got one.
Target spotted.
Killed ourselves a little
Need
mech.
assistance.
Airstrike online.
25% of the enemies are eliminated. Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Target spotted. Affirmative. Target spotted.
Yeesh. I'm surprised I'm still alive. We going to the left here, Hellbringer?
Target spotted.
You got one left.
There's one down.
Actually, I'm
there's
going to
one
go down
low.
the trench and go up the trench.
Target acquired.
Target spotted. The enemies are half depleted.
Leg that fleas he tried to run by with gauze. There's
Right arm.
Ouch. This sniper's hurt me badly, badly. Just lost 2 of my silver on the right. I want this guy.
Target destroyed.
Swarmy got him, of course. Behind you and to the right, Hellbringer is a sniper. I'm going to try to go up and get him, but he's going to kill me because I'm down to 1 weapon.
Airstrike
Target spotted.
online. Fuel
Target
at
spotted.
25%.
Need assistance. Target spotted.
Oh, about got everybody here. This is nice. I'm alive. That's something.
Fuel at 25%. Fuel at
Target
0%.
spotted. Command to ground
Woo!
forces. We're detecting
How many kills was that?
hostile. Good job, soldier.
Hey, Brios.
not many this time.
How many?
2 or
Nice.
3.
I think I got none. Yep. This thing doesn't do much damage, actually. But... oh well. Alright, that's it for me. My hair is almost totally white now. Brios, what? What? Oh, you're dyeing it. Okay. Don't welcome rainbow then. 50% white, 30% light brown, 20% black. Combined, they give me doggo hair. Oh my gosh. All right, there's that. I am out. So, Hellbringer, Swarmy, Corsair, Drax, Gunfighter. Who else was here? Others. Fro was here, I think, too. Thanks for the drops, guys. Always a pleasure. Always an honor. See you tomorrow night.
Happy birthday, Drax.
Happy birthday, Drax. Everybody in the stream, please sing happy birthday to Drax. Till next time, Fury, great to see you. Brios, good to see you. Valen, Immersive Sinner, Dictator Kodo, salute. And I think we had... did we have Dave GT in here somewhere earlier? I think we did. Dan the Mech Man. I think Dave GT was in here, wasn't he?
Nope.
It was somebody else.
Okay.
I don't know where he went. Illusian was here. Dave GT. There you are. Yep, I was correct. All right. Good night, everybody. This has been Ghostlands. I'm your host, Dark Marauder, and this is the favorite place for you to waste the most important moments of your life. See you guys.
See ya.
100% direwolf stream. I could do direwolf again. We should have sang happy birthday to Drax. That would have been abysmal. I mean, memorable? Shocking. One more. No, Valen. No. I gotta go to bed. I'm up an hour past what I was gonna do. Brios, you're gonna have to send us a picture of what you look like. Sounds kind of scary. I'm sure it'll be...
Isn't this normally when you get off? Around an hour from...
well, I've been trying to get off a little earlier since I'm starting a little early. I'd like to get off by 12:30, so here it is, 1. So that's not bad. I started at close to 10 this time, so that's nice.
In order for all your fans to get their fix, they need more than an hour.
You're right.